I was sent a picture from one of my friends, the God Born, of a model dude at a fashion show who was wearing a dress with a tight blazer over the dress and some sneakers with a hard face. Muscular dude. Mm-hmm. Okay? I posted the picture on Instagram and the caption said, "You see where this Kanye shit is getting us, right? Hashtag half a fag."
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. You know, how'd you feel when Kanye rocked the skirt?
Not good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, that's not hip hop to me. You understand what I'm saying? That really has no place in hip hop. And the only reason why an individual would do something like that is purely out of ego, arrogance, and lack of knowledge of themselves. Would you like me to take you through the evolution of the bullshit of how this all started?
Please do.
All right. In hip hop, and this is according to how I see it,
of course.
The first place where we started going wrong is when dudes started rocking earrings in both ears.
Okay.
Okay? When I was coming up, I'm 44 years old. Okay? When I was coming up, if you had an earring, you could only rock it in your left ear. That means you were straight. Right ear meant you was gay. Mm-hmm. Both ears, I guess, meant you was bi. Okay?
Right. I remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
So at some point, though, when dudes started getting money, they was having a gigantic size earring in one ear for a while, and then somebody said, "You know what? I want to show them I could afford the set. I'ma just go ahead and put 2 in. Why can I do that? Cause I got money and I don't give a fuck." You dig? That's that arrogance and ego. Boom. The next step, diamonds were a girl's best friend. Then they turned to be a man's best friend. Mm-hmm. We used to rock gold and all of that. I dig that. But all this draping yourself in diamonds and all of that, diamonds was a girl's best friend. Is that not the same?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm just showing you how little things lead to big things.
Now what about, not to interrupt your story, but when hip hop first started.
Yep, and let's talk about that.
Let's take it back a little further than where you went.
We was wearing weird shit.
I mean, when you look at Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Africa Bambaataa, and I love Bambaataa. Me and him had a conversation about this.
Right.
But and I'll tell you, after your explanation, what what his take on it was. But dudes, like when you look at the Furious Five and the Village People, there's not that big of a difference.
Right.
Like,
and I'm gonna tell you what.
No disrespect to the Furious Five.
No disrespect, but I'm gonna tell you straight up, I wasn't fucking with that back then. That had me feeling a little weird. I'm like loving this music. You dig what I'm saying? Because when I was getting it, I was getting the tapes and all that. It wasn't the visuals. So the first time I went to a hip hop show was at Roseland, and I saw the Soul Sonic Force.
Right.
And when these dudes came out on stage with that funny, Bootsy Collins type look, and that's what they were trying to do. Right. That's what their influence was.
Right.
You see, they thought they had to do that to be entertainers. So I get it. But that's not what they was wearing on their everyday and all of that type of stuff. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So they was doing that because there was no real model at that time of a hip hop entertainer what he should wear. So they were going to the people that they thought was the shit, which was Funkadelic, Parliament, and all that type of shit back then.
Commodore.
And they were, going into that vein. Okay? But I'm gonna tell you, if hip hop would have kept going that way, we wouldn't be where we are today. It wouldn't have lasted. The saviors of hip hop was Run DMC.
Right, with the black suit.
When they put on just regular clothes that dudes wear on the street, that enabled the people who had a little reserve, who loved hip hop musically, but on the fashion side was like, I don't know if I get on, if I'm ready to put that on. Once they did that, now I could full-fledged get into this shit because that's how I dress and that's how I would want to rhyme and all that.
But what's interesting about Run DMC is that when they first started, I think before J Master J came in, it was kind of the same wild shit, like rainbow plaid suits and like.
But I never saw that.
You never.
You dig what I'm saying? By the time they came out,
yeah.
they polished their shit up and they
Right.
said, let's take that bullshit off because that's not gonna work, and let's put on these Lee suits and all of that with the hats and the ADs, and we're gonna rock it like the drug dealers on that we see on Jamaica Ave, Sufton Boulevard, and all that. That's the style we're gonna come with.
Okay.
You know what I mean? With the big rope chains and all that. It was just duplicating what the drug dealers was wearing.
Right.
And that was hip hop. You see what I'm saying? Those was the dudes that you see at the block parties and all of that, at the real hip hop jams. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And when Melly Mel and all of them was walking around in their everyday life, they wasn't wearing that shit.
Right.
You did? Because hip hop is a culture. It's not just when you get on stage. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So the same shit you wear in your everyday life could be the same shit you wear on stage because that's hip hop culture. And we're gonna go more into culture as we go on to show why this shit ain't cool.
Okay.
Why you can't just arrogantly wear whatever the fuck you want to wear on some self-expression bullshit. That ain't it, B.
Okay.
Because in order to preserve a culture, there's certain guidelines and boundaries that have to be there.
Okay.
You dig what I'm saying?
So let's go on. From the earrings and all the diamonds and everything else like that. Where do you go next with it?
Well, then I think now we're getting into like the skinny jeans and shit like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So now the skinny jeans, I mean, again, when I was coming up, I like looking at asses or girls with tight ass jeans. You know what I mean? Like they the owners of the skinny jean.
Right.
Like
I'm sure you still do.
You know? You can look at a menu and still not be hungry. It's so good. So yeah, it's like that was some shit that the girls did. Okay? Then you had some homosexuals in the hood, and I'm not bashing homosexuals, I'm just saying this is a fact. You had some homosexual dudes in the hood who would try to emulate the style of women to a degree, but still keep it a little boyish. So they'd have tighter pants on than the average dudes, but they might have a scarf on like a girl would wear, and they're shuffling around and hey, and all that shit. You know what I mean? Those dudes was the precursor of the style that these dudes are wearing now. And these young boys have no idea. And
I mean, but can't you technically say, like, that the whole style of having, like sagging a little bit is one thing, but actually having your pants below your ass, like from what I've been told, like that's a prison thing. Like that's in prison. That's a sign that this ass is.
That's easy access.
Yeah, easy access.
You know what I mean? Easy access.
But you see a lot of rappers who do that. I mean, literally on stage with like you can see their entire.
Not rappers of my era.
Okay.
Rappers of my era might have sagged on some jail, you don't have a belt type sag, but not on some, I'm walking around and I'm waddling because my fucking pants start down here. I mean, I see niggas on the street literally where their shit stopping like right here. Like this is where the waist of the pants is at, and they got a long ass shirt, but they pulling their shirt down because they know that shit ain't cool. So they fucking want to cover that shit up, but yet your whole ass is out. Like, come and get it. I forget once. I think some comedian. I forget who it was. I think it was Tracy Morgan. Said something about he seen his son do that and he went and shoved his hand right in his son's ass. Like, that's how you fucking want to wear your pants, nigga, and I'm gonna fucking molest your fucking ass like you want it to be. Fucking bullshit.
Okay. So it went into that, and and then Kanye pushed the envelope with the skirt.
Well, first of all, Kanye's one of the ones that introduced the skinny jean.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. He was skinny jean man. Like, he was the one that tried to steer our sensibilities down those roads. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
And now it's to a next degree. Okay, I successfully did that. I successfully got a bunch of people wearing skinny jeans, just like my mentor Jay-Z had everybody wearing platinum when he decided to go from gold to platinum.
Right.
So
throwbacks or all types of other shit that he
whatever. Jay-Z changed the jewelry game Period, hands down.
Right.
Okay? Because of him, nobody wanted to rock gold, or at least regular color gold, for a very long time. It's only now it's coming back.
Go back to yellow, yeah.
That being said, I think subconsciously he might have wanted to do something like that. You know what I mean? Out of whatever, our ego, arrogance. And he was successful with the skinny jeans. He did it. He was his influence was one of the influence that helped to pioneer that. Kanye, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, here he comes with the skirt and all of that. You know what I mean? Now, what makes you really look at him is because there's other dudes out there rocking kilts that have rocked a kilt, but they've done it one time. Okay? And I don't approve of them doing it, but they did it one time.
Well, I mean, but kilts have been like an Irish or Scottish thing for centuries.
Right, but it's not an African American thing, and it's not hip hop. We're talking about hip hop culture. We're not talking about Scottish culture. We're talking about hip hop culture.
Right.
And that ain't hip hop. Okay?
A$AP Rocky rocked a skirt as well.
And I wasn't happy with that either. His looked like a full out long dress to me. Looked like a dress. I have the picture on my phone right now. Okay?
Yeah.
So, but then later it was said that was a long t-shirt and all of that. Like, dude, I thought I could have sworn I saw leg warmers on the brother.
Do you like Kanye and A$AP Rocky as artists?
Yes! That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
Kanye is mad talented. I love bad bitches. That's my fucking problem. And yeah, like the fuck, I got a fucking problem. That fucking, there's the way it goes. I was fucking with all of that type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And actually, A$AP, I thought he was he was bringing it back to more street grimy style, the way I was seeing his early videos.
Mm-hmm.
But now, you come out with that. Even your man, Wiz Khalifa, before he came out, I was fucking with him. I was fucking with his style. His music was different. You know, he was all about the tattoos and just, some regular shit. But now it's like you want to be a Jimi Hendrix type of bohemian other shit. Why? Because these things are more palatable to white people. Let's keep it real. A strong black man is scary to white people. To the average white person, maybe not to you, Vlad, but to the average white person, a strong black man is scary. So what do? Let's feminize him, emasculate him, sissify him, and to make us feel more comfortable, and make them feel like if they do that, then we'll let them in our little secret clubs and all that type of shit.
Everybody they don't want people to know it's fake, and I know you wasn't born with that ass. Have you seen Coco's before pictures? Where that ass was flatter than a pancake?
You're gonna try to deport me over entertainment videos that I had Kia Worldstar make a statement that it was only publicity